starting over, aged 49. Hi, I'm Lucy Griffiths and I'm 49 and I feel like I'm really starting over. My divorce, and it's still going on, has pretty much wiped me out emotionally and all the other stuff that goes with it. And I am starting over. And I'm sure that there are many people who are in this same boat where you've reached this point in your life and suddenly you feel like, oh my God, I've got to really put some fire in my belly and make this happen, because life is not going to be the same as it once was, or those hopes and dreams that you had, that you imagined for your life in your 20s just aren't there. And certainly for me, I went from having a really comfortable life. I had a really comfortable life. If I turn back the clock 5 years, multiple properties in a property portfolio, and could really live very, very comfortably. And while my divorce is going through, I don't know what I'm going to come out with. I have no clue. And so there's this feeling of uncertainty of how things are going to play out and how things are going to play out in my business. And so because of all of that, I feel like I'm starting again. I feel like this is this pivotal moment where life has thrown me certain curveballs and it's up to me for me to make it happen. And I want to build something that's mine and I'm going for it. And while there are going to be the pieces of hopefully a business and also, some properties and those things that come out of it, for right now, I'm starting from zero and I really need to think, right, what do I want to create? What do I want to build? What legacy do I want to create? And that legacy is really for my son. As a single parent, I am really thinking, how can I best help him so that he has that security and, those feelings of stability, and giving him the kind of life that I wanted to create for him when he was in my stomach. And I was thinking, oh, what kind of life do I want to give him? And those hopes and dreams for me are still very present. So the first thing I'm doing is it's really about saying, regardless of your age, regardless of, what is going on, I'm going to go for it. And I have so many girlfriends who are sort of my age or maybe a bit older, where they're slowing down and they are saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to stop working. I don't want to work anymore. And to me, that sounds absolutely horrible. It sounds scary and horrific, because I've still got fire in my belly. I want to go for it. And I want to still be working when I'm in my 60s. I want to be working in a way that suits my lifestyle, so I can still travel, so I can still do the things that I want to do. But I still want to work. I still want to have ambition and drive. And my mum is 85. My grandmother lived till she was 90 something. I want to live another 50 years. So for me, it's like, I don't want to have 50 years where I'm not working. I want to go for it. And so if you are feeling like you're in the same sort of vibe as me, where you're going for it, great. So the first thing to say is really getting clear about what you want, that vision, that drive, that purpose. What do you want to do? What do you want to create in your life? And please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear, what kind of life do you want to create? I don't need multiple houses. I don't need kind of glitzy things. I'm not interested in that, to be honest, and I never really have been. I don't care about flying first class. That life does not interest me. But what I do want is adventure. I want the kind of life that I lived in my 20s and 30s, where I had adventures and I had purpose. And so for me, it's very much, I want to live a life that's filled with purpose. And that means creating passive income, creating businesses that work for me, that give me that freedom and flexibility so I can live my life. And also making sure that I have investments and property that are working for me, so that I can get on with the business of living. And that means adventures, that means travel, that means being able to care for my son and be there for my son and make sure that I'm taking the summer holidays off and doing all of those things while he's young enough that he wants me around. And as he grows up, he is autistic. So it means that there will be points in my life where I can't be necessarily volunteering in a refugee camp in the way that I might like to, or climbing the Annapurnas in the pool, or all of those things that I would love to do. And I have done the Annapurnas, but there's other tracks that I want to do. But I also want to be able to be there for him and as a caregiver, that's so important. But it doesn't mean to say I'm not planning out those little dreams and those mini adventures. So having that clarity about what you want is really, really important. Then from that, it's about saying, right, regardless of my age, regardless of feeling, am I too old? And doubting yourself, going for it. And there are things that I need to do now as a 49-year-old that I didn't do 10 years ago. My focus is not the same as it was. So I have to really guard my energy. I talked about this a lot before, but MCT oil helps me to focus. I'll share a link below. Also, and I'm not an affiliate, by the way, I just really like it to help me with clarity and focus and making YouTube videos because it keeps me on track. The other things is making sure that I get enough sleep. I used to be part of the 5 a.m. club. I'm not anymore because being perimenopausal, I need more sleep. So do what works for you. You don't have to feel like, oh, being an entrepreneur, you have to get up at 5 a.m. Yes, I did that for a good few years and I loved it. But it might not work for you right now. Another thing I think that's really important is I'm sober, I don't drink, and I can't cope with the hangovers. And, I don't care if you want to drink, but you may find that it helps you to have more focus, more drive, and you get more done, because being an entrepreneur is challenging, it's tough, and you need, especially in the beginning when you're a solopreneur and you're doing everything, you need to put in those hours and it's hard work. But if you can be really focused with your time and be 100% committed when you're on it and you're doing it, then you're going to get it done much more quickly. So then you can go and live your life. If you are in this sort of, oh, I'm being pulled in 101 directions and I'm not really top game and I'm not in my A game, alcohol can have a big impact. Also look at your diet, your vitamins, all of those things to make sure that you are at your best. Like your cognition, your function is really important. Like I'll use, I don't want to talk about them all, but things like lion's mane, you can check out things that work for you to help you with your cognition, because your brain is your most valuable asset. So you need to really look after it. The other thing to say is really looking after your health. I run every day. I'll run like 8 kilometers a day. I'm not fast. I'm not like, oh, I'm really sporty. I'm not. But I run every day. I call it my granny run. And I'll run because it keeps me sane. It looks after my mental health. And it means that I am staying fit. So when I'm on it and I'm doing my thing, I'm on it and doing my thing. And so figure out what is going to be best for you. Figure out what is the best way for you to maximize what you do so you can stay top of your game. The other thing when it comes to all of this is really thinking, how am I going to make this work? Am I too old? Doubting yourself. And it's really easy to have those doubts and those fears. And certainly I have gone through that journey of doubting myself and fearing, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Like, oh, who's going to want to hear from me? And I definitely still have those fears and doubts. You can hear that in my voice. But while we might not have the uber confidence that we had in our 20s, while we might not be as like social media, like, an amazing influencer in the way that somebody in their 20s can build an audience really quickly, you can still appeal to your people. And actually, because there's a smaller pool of people who are doing what you do, appealing to your pool of people, it gives you a head start. It gives you that leverage so that you can grow. And so I would really say, it doesn't matter if you feel like you're too old. Show up, be you. People will love you despite the fact you might feel like, I'm too old to do this. No, you're not. You just need to go for it. So if you enjoyed this video, I would love you to subscribe. Please click on the link below to subscribe. There's over 500 videos. I've been at this quite a while. And because I'm a small YouTuber, because I'm a little bit older, I don't appeal to people who are maybe in their 20s. I don't get the same audience that I do for people in their 20s. But it doesn't mean to say that I can't create a life I love, generate the kind of income that I want to create, and build a life that gives me purpose and passion. So you can do it too. If you'd like to stick around, please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye 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 for now.